Welcome to Innovators at the Intersection. I'm Jordan Weiss, and I'm thrilled to share stories of visionaries and creatives at the crossroads of culture and STEAM. Our monthly podcast and bi-monthly publication highlight change makers that are shaping a better tomorrow. All right, we are honored to have with us today Divine. Divine, thank you so much for taking the ride from Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Came to Jersey.
Peace, brother.
Be with us.
Man. Yeah, Jersey in the building, man.
Yeah, it means everything, man. So getting back, you have an amazing story to tell. You've done a lot in your life, and it almost seems like it's just the beginning of your journey. Like you have a lot more to do. So what I want to do is I want to take it back. Okay. I want to go back to your childhood, where you grew up. You grew up in Providence, Rhode Island, correct? Newport. Yeah, Newport. But then you also spent some time in, was it Louisiana as well?
Short time in Louisiana.
And so I know that there's a lot to unpack there when you go back. But take us with you to bring us back to what year are we talking about here? Like as far as growing up that time.
Yeah. I was born in '73. Mm-hmm. Not to date me.
That's all right. I'm 72. Man. I'm older than you.
Yeah, 73, baby. All right,
Yeah.
So born in Newport, Rhode Island, mm-hmm. which has been credited with being the nation's first resort,
right?
If you would. So very, very picturesque town. The harbor, boating, mm-hmm. all these type of things. So grew up in that middle class time, right? Mm-hmm. My mother worked very hard, so forth and so on.
What does she do?
She worked like in a technology, it's like a tech type of place.
Okay.
Like Raytheon, you ever heard of Raytheon?
Of course.
Yeah.
So
they built stuff.
Defense contract.
Yeah, defense contract.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, exactly. So she did that from what I remember from that time.
Okay.
But I was in Catholic school, mm-hmm. had the best of everything. She always provided for us. So that's how I grew up initially.
And your dad was an entrepreneur, but before that he worked, what was he doing?
He did roofing, painting.
Yep.
He worked on the Newport Bridge.
Yes,
in the Union.
the bridge, right. Okay.
Yeah, he worked in the Union. Very entrepreneurial. Eventually would start his own roofing and painting company, mm-hmm. and elevate to more of the high-end life and all that.
Right.
But, I've always known who my father was, but he's never really been a part of my life as for fatherhood.
Right.
If you would.
Yeah, some things happened, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Him and my mother, had their falling out. Mm-hmm. She ended up having like an emotional, mental breakdown.
How old were you when that happened?
I was about 10 years old. I come home from school. Mm-hmm. Everything in the house is being sold, like almost like a house sale. And she's about to take off. You mentioned Louisiana. She takes off to Louisiana. Left me and my younger brother with our older sister.
Pause for 1 second. Let me ask you this. When that happened, when you came home and you saw things being sold and all that, what was going through your mind? I mean, at 10 years old, that is not easy to just see something like that going on. It's like your life is kind of being uprooted. What was going through your mind and what were you feeling?
Yeah, I didn't really understand the context or the gravity of what was happening. Mm-hmm. Until it affected me at the level of my mother's motherhood. Her going away. She eventually would send for us. We'd go down to Louisiana for about, a year. Mm-hmm. And come back up top to Rhode Island, Newport. And that was around the 80s when the crack epidemic was first taking hold in urban communities throughout America. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, we got caught into that. So now living in poverty, coming from middle class, upbringing, good grades, going to school, these type of things, to now being wayward, seeing my mother addicted to drugs.
It's like shell shock.
It was crazy, man, yeah.
And to go from a certain place, like you said, private school, right?
Yeah.
And living a life of it was comfortable, and then it's literally turned on its head. And you had to adapt to that, and that must have not been easy.
Yeah, so that's what it was. Like that, the feelings of that was more so like despair, mm-hmm. Hopelessness and powerlessness.
Yeah.
Not being empowered to change that situation, being so young. So where I ended up gravitating towards to grab power was going to the streets to hustle,
Of course.
to survive, to provide food, clothing, and shelter.
Take some control back, too.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. And my whole thing was, when I first started hustling, was the first thing was survival. The second thing was I had to determine I did to get my mother out of this condition.
Right.
Because I knew where we came from. Nobody else around me knew where we came from, because we did in poverty with them, projects with them.
Right.
So they don't know. So everything I learned as a child, growing up to a young age before my teens, my mind took over. Like my mental capacity
Right.
took over. And it led me to figure out this new landscape.
Fight, flight almost,
Yeah.
right?
And it was more so like, how do I master it?
Okay.
That was like my whole, how do I master it? It was like, okay, I'm here. My rationale, though not consciously, subconsciously, my rationale was, how do I master this environment? And if I'm going to be in this environment, I definitely have to master it, and I'm going to master it. So that was my whole approach.
Excellence. Excellence.
Exactly. So when I got in the drug game, when I started hustling to survive,
Right.
I'm looking at every pro and every con about it. You know what I mean? And I said, okay, I need to get this money. And the only way you get money, the more product you have, the more money you make.
Right.
Right? The more money you keep, the more money you save.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was my thinking. So that's how I did it.
And you started when you were how old?
I was about 13.
Very young. Very. I mean, 13 years old. That's
Child, man.
child. Barely, your brain is
Question.
barely still working itself out.
Develop, right?
Not even close to it.
But I operated at such a high level
Right.
of intelligence that I surpassed my peers in the level of what they were doing in the same trade. So much so that by 19 years old, as you know my story, I go to federal prison.
Right.
Right.
So
I had my son at 16. By 19, I was incarcerated.
So let me ask you this: as far as moving around a little bit, talk about hip hop culture and hip hop music. When did you start to get in? Because that's a big part of also your background.
Yeah.
You're an artist. And you're extremely passionate about music in general. Of course, hip hop, and I know specifically too. The 5%. And conscious rap, which obviously a certain gentleman, kind of sparked that you kind of are working with now, but we're going to get to that.
Yeah.
So, but tell me a little bit about the interest in hip hop, what drew you in, and then how you started to get into the world of that world of art. And I also know you were an artist as well.
Yeah,
Get into that. Love to hear about that too.
So real quick on the artist side, which is, I'm glad you bring that up, because rarely anybody brings that up, is that because I was raised middle class, my mother could afford to give me art classes from like a renowned local artist, a Rhode Island artist, and he was African American individual too, and he would teach me. He taught me how to become an artist, like
right.
draw faces, bodies.
Yeah.
Like I learned all that, and I also took calligraphy.
Okay.
When I was young.
Right.
So I guess, my graffiti days
you
paid off, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Were you nice?
Yeah, I was all right.
With the can?
I was a calligrapher, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Calligrapher is nice.
What was your tag?
Divine, man.
It was,
back then it was Damon D.
Damon D. Okay.
Yeah, my middle name, Damon.
Okay. All right. Great.
Yeah, so everybody called me Damon by my middle name.
Not to digress, but I had to ask about the tag.
Damon Devastates, Damon D.
Oh, I like that.
Well,
okay, very cool.
That was my tag back then. And my rapper name too.
Got it.
Then that morphed into Cool D.
Okay.
Because I became so smooth with everything I did. So, you know what I mean?
What were you drawn to though? And when did you start listening to hip hop? So we're going, because what I'm trying to do is here, it's not totally a parallel, but it's like 13, all this stuff is going down with your family, and then you're put into this situation where you have, you kind of have to provide and, right, in a sense. You have pressure that's put on you almost you're like an adult, not even barely a teenager, having the responsibility of an adult, what's going on with your mom. Your dad is MIA, right, at this point. So, But then on the art side, as a place for you to, I'm not going to say escape, but to channel another part of your brain. Tell me a little bit about hip hop and about maybe some of the groups you listen to and some that really impacted you, that said, you know what, that made you say, I want to start writing. I want to pick up that mic. I want to get busy.
Yeah, so let me dig into that one, because that's a good one.
Yeah.
That segues into everything from the first question, actually.
Good.
So I've always been, so what people don't know about me, I've always been a creative. Mm-hmm. I'm a creative, period. Visually, musically, artistically, I've always been a creative. I'm a co-creator, period. Like I said, I deal with all the elements of hip hop. I was breakdancing, I was DJing, I was doing graffiti.
You were DJing too?
I was MCing,
So you were doing all the elements.
MCing.
All the elements.
So the thing with the MCing was that's what really, I gravitated towards the MCing the most. Mm-hmm. I was like, yo, yeah, I want to be nasty with it. And I started just MCing. But a lot of the groups I came around, because you mentioned the 5%ers as well, so to touch on that, a lot of these groups, I knew nothing about what the 5%ers was at this time.
Right. And where are we now? What year are we
This
at?
is like 80, this is like 86.
86, okay. 86.
Yeah, I'm like 13, 86,
Okay.
87. You know what I mean? Around this time, I'm embedded in hip hop culture. You go to my room, in my bedroom, I got LL on it, Run DMC, you name it.
Right.
On the wall, the posters.
I get it.
Like I was embedded in hip hop, and I loved it, man. It was one of the things that I woke up to, like, I'm hip hop.
Me too.
And you know what's crazy about it though? It's like at the time I didn't see myself as an actual professional MC.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
But I woke up every morning like, yo, I am hip hop. I just felt it.
It is a feeling, though.
It's a lifestyle, man.
It's a culture.
Exactly, and it's a lifestyle. And I woke up every morning with the gear. Mm-hmm. When I come out, you know what I mean?
What were you rocking?
Like Adidas. Adidas was my joint, you know what I'm saying? The shell toes.
Also New England, Adidas was all the
Adidas, I mean Diodora.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You name it, like we had it all. Troop back then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we had it all, man. So it's like, it was a lifestyle. It wasn't like, it didn't matter if I was an MC. It didn't matter if I didn't do, it was my lifestyle, is what I did. Every morning I'm dressing in the parts of Run DMC and leather coats and bombers.
Were you writing rhymes back then?
So this is what happened. I started writing. And that was a way that I use as therapy to get all my emotions out of my.
Which makes a lot of sense with what you were dealing with and going
through. That's my point. So hip hop was my therapy, man. It was therapeutic for me. Mm-hmm. So I used to always say, if you want to really get to know me, listen to my rhymes, because that's where I kind of, exposed.
You peeled it back.
Yeah, peeled it back and exposed a lot about who I was and what I was dealing with, within. Mm-hmm. Because what's painful, seeing my mother addicted to drugs.
I can't even imagine. I mean, and that stuff stays in you. It doesn't just go away. It stays in your mind. It stays in your body, right? That pain.
And I mean, I've been through it, like waking up at night, mother's not there, wondering where she's at. I'm going through the whole process, knowing where she might be, doing drugs with other people, and I'm knocking on doors, and I'm looking at my mother, waking up, TV gone, Christmas is only getting, a Monopoly board or something like that. Like, and going to school, holes in my knees and my pants, and secondhand clothes and all that, being teased and all that. So I've been through that whole. It's crazy because I've been through the middle class side where there was no worry in the world.
And then you went.
You know what I mean? Then I went to the other side where, you have every worry in the world, and you're trying to make your way through it as a child.
Yeah.
So I had to grow real fast. I was always very mature for my age.
Faster than you did.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a lot.
So that helped me, and my intelligence level and my maturity helped me navigate and master the game that much faster.
Yeah.
Which, again, by 19 years old, I'm in federal prison.
Right. So so now we're back, 19 years old in prison now. But was it in prison also where you started to do some reading and on the business side of things?
Yeah.
And you started to dive into that area.
Yeah,
so speak on that a little bit.
So prison became my university, man.
It's what they call college,
You know what I mean? Oh, let me backtrack real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to add one more thought.
Yeah.
So the artist I was listening to at the time,
Oh, yeah.
Brand Nubian.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, Run DMC,
Yeah.
EPMD, Eric B. and Rakim, Poor Righteous Teachers.
PRT.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of
and the reason
course.
why I mentioned those particular ones
Rock this
was
funky
because
joint.
they were, a lot of them was influenced, or if not directly associated with, or directly involved with, or members of the 5% Nation.
And the guy that kind of set the whole thing off.
Yes.
is-
So not to get into that
not yet, but
But what I'm going to say to you is that
Yeah.
I was so subconsciously, I'm receiving all this. All this is going in my mind, right?
Yeah.
And I don't understand what it is.
Okay.
I didn't have to understand what it was. It was hip hop, and it spoke to me.
Right.
It was hip hop, and it spoke to me. And by it being hip hop, I had no resistance against it, because I recognized it as just hip hop. I didn't recognize that, oh, this is some teachings of this, that, and the third, Islam, or whatever.
Right.
I didn't have none of that to filter out what it was and what it wasn't, or if I wanted to absorb it or not. This is hip hop.
Yeah, I guess.
So anyway, I wanted to lay that foundation too. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's important.
So eventually, the incarceration thing, when I got to the point of being incarcerated at 19, going into prison, let me say this. Prior to that, I was incarcerated in the juvenile,
Right.
in the boys' juvenile facility. And that's where I was really my first extent of being locked up. I was there for like 9 months.
So you're in and out of the system for a number of years.
Yeah. So I was there for 9 months.
Right.
I came across an article in the Rolling Stones about the 5% Nation.
Ah. Okay.
And this is where I backtrack to that.
I got you.
The 5% Nation and artists that were influenced by it, if not direct members with it or associated with it. Eric B. and Rakim, Poor Righteous Teachers, artists I listened to. And so I learned what the 5%, that was my first exposure to it, what the 5%ers.
King's Son, YZ.
Yes,
you know,
King's Son.
yeah.
I even got to mention King's
Yeah.
Son. That was one of my main dudes, yes. YZ, of course.
Yeah, there's a lot.
So I read this article in Rolling Stone about this. And then I actually took on an attribute because I also had read the autobiography of Malcolm X.
Okay.
And learned about Elijah Muhammad, Master Farad Muhammad, like all these different things around Islam. And then I became a model inmate, if you would, at the training school, the boys' training school.
Gotcha.
And they allowed me to leave. I was doing like the laundry duty. They allowed me to leave and go to the library. So the library, one of the first books I read was I think it was called Black Muslims in America or something like that.
Okay.
By C. Eric Lincoln or Eric C. Lincoln. I read that book. They gave me more insight into Elijah Muhammad, Master Farad. So now I'm thinking about all these things. So now I'm like, damn, I want to change my life.
So
I want to like go down a righteous path and not be a criminal.
you start to question where
that's
you're
the
at.
question where I'm at, and what I'm
But
doing.
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That you came across.
yeah, I'm 18 years old, right?
Right.
I'm 18.
Right.
I get out, however, I got my GED.
Right.
I was there. So the sentence I received at that time was further order of the court. They call FOC.
Okay.
I was only 17 when I committed the crime.
Right.
But even though I was 18, they could still hold me as an adult hold me as a juvenile versus an adult. So they held me as a juvenile,
Okay.
even though I was 18, but they could keep me till I was 21. That was the sentence they gave me.
Okay.
I was back in court with people from the facility backing me, saying I should go home. I was only there for 6 months.
Right.
I think it was 6 months I was there.
Right.
So I was in school getting my GED, and the judge was like, he couldn't believe it. He's like, nah, he only been there 6 months. And I got staff from the facility coming through speaking on my behalf, saying, I changed, I should be released. But the judge didn't go for it. He said, go get your GED, and we'll talk in the next 3 months.
Okay.
So I did a total of 9 months on the FOC sentence. That would
Okay.
be 3 years.
Gotcha.
They held me for.
Okay.
I come home, unfortunately, as much as I wanted to change and do the right thing, I have my son.
Right. You had obligations. You had things that were going on.
I'm
Yeah.
back
What
in
else?
the game.
Yeah. It's tough.
I got back in the game.
Right.
And that's what led to, I don't think it was like 6 months later,
Back.
federal prison.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And at this point, still at a very young age, you're already showing, maybe you're recognizing this within yourself, or maybe you're not, but you definitely can now, the age you are, that you were multifaceted and you were able to see things from a lot of different perspectives.
Yeah.
And you work on both sides of your brain, the left and your right, with the creative,
Yeah.
with the mathematics and with the business.
Yeah.
You could see the short game, you could see the long game.
Yeah.
So, as far as the business side of things and what kind of, what was it that sparked that? Because you have the creative side.
Yeah.
Now you have the business side.
Yeah. It was that time that I got in prison that I was like, I want to be an MC professionally.
Right. Okay.
That was my thinking.
Okay.
And who better to look at as the epitome of an MC at that time, especially at that time. This is 1992.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then Rakim.
I would say I would say forever.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. Me too.
He's the best, I believe.
So
anyway.
Then I started getting knowledge of self. Mm-hmm. I met a brother from out of Brooklyn, New York, for Green Projects, and he had brought knowledge of self. Him and his crew had brought knowledge of self to Rhode Island.
Okay.
Especially within the P-Now system.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So within the P-Now, he had flooded it with knowledge of self, 5%,
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, doctrine and all that. And I came across him. And that's how I started my depths into the understanding what the 5% was and building off, the ideology and all that. But at the same time,
to better yourself. To better yourself.
Better myself,
yeah.
Of course, to better myself.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm thinking I want to be this MC.
Right.
And I'm thinking Ra, and like who's better than Ra? And he got knowledge of self. I was like, I want to teach knowledge and positivity through my music.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to do.
Right.
And what was so crazy about that was that when I was in a rap crew, when I was younger,
What was the name of the crew?
Positive Force.
Ah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, positive.
And you know what I mean?
When you
Positive Force.
how old were you when you were in that group?
I was like 16, 17.
Okay.
Before I went away. You know what I mean?
Before?
Yeah, before I went away.
Okay.
So I was in the hip hop, like I told you.
Right. And positive force.
Positive Force.
Positive was still
cool.
it was in the
Right,
in the mix.
It was always in the mix somewhere.
Exactly.
Even though
Okay.
we did a lot of negativity, we
It's
did it.
still there.
I
Still there.
never saw what I did as negativity. I saw
Right.
it as survival.
Yes,
And
I get that.
I
yeah.
want to get my moms out of the projects and all that.
Right.
So for me, it was a negative means, but I was looking for a positive result,
Right.
and that's hard.
It was coming. It was coming from a genuine
Yeah.
place that
It's hard to
you
achieve.
cared about your mother.
Yeah, exactly.
And this was the way that you ended up going. You know.
So I started getting knowledge of self while incarcerated. This is before I went to the feds. I was in the state prison.
Right.
I was in there that long. But then I go away to the feds. And now this is a time when there was no low-level drug dealers.
What year are we in now?
93.
93. Okay.
There was no low-level drug dealers
Okay.
in the federal system.
Okay.
There was nobody from Rhode Island in the federal system. In fact, I am the first individual hit with the crack cocaine law in Rhode Island.
Right.
I had one of the biggest mob attorneys originally on my case from Rhode Island at the time,
Right.
Cicilline.
Okay.
And nevertheless, I would go to federal prison, not have enough money to pay them, and I would be appointed a public
Judge,
defender.
right. That point. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Public defender, if you would. I would end up getting 7 years. They were trying to give me 11 years because it was drugs and guns, but they couldn't. My co-defendant was older than me.
Right.
I'm 19,
Right.
right? Getting sentenced at 19. He's like 35.
Okay.
So I could easily be like, he's a manager. He's the one that, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm a kid.
You could have just ratted, yeah.
But the reality was I was the manager. I was the one.
Right.
I was the one running.
Because you had an older mind at a younger age.
So there was some guns involved, and me and him both got the same sentence at the end of the day. They trying to give us both 11. They dropped the guns, and they gave us 7 years, 84 months. So now, at that time, again, there was no low-level drug dealers in federal prison.
Right.
It's all kingpins. It's all doctors. It's all lawyers. It's all Wall Street. you know what I mean?
Right,
Financiers, whatever you want
Right,
to call them.
right.
This is what I was, I'm white collar criminal.
White collar, right.
Yeah, I was amongst the white collar criminals.
Yeah.
So that's what gave me an edge, because now I'm talking to these individuals. I'm learning about business. I'm taking classes. I took an ACE class by one of the Wall Street guys.
Right.
Adult continuing education classes that they had in the feds. And he was teaching business plan writing. So I had this idea, like, hip hop was my love. But I'm like, yo, 3 things that I want to accomplish as an artist. I want to own my masters. I want to the majority share of the money that comes in, that's made of my music. And I wanted creative control. Those are the 3 things that sparked me to learn about the business.
You were ahead of your time. A lot of people were not thinking like
before Wu-Tang was talking about.
So a lot of people were not thinking about that. Like, I just want to get on. I want to get signed.
Rockefeller
But you were thinking long game.
I was always thinking about independence. I was always thinking about control. I was thinking about owning masters. This is 1993.
Right. So yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These artists out in the world were still happy with, give me a record deal.
Right.
Give me a major record deal. Not until RZA came along and got 16 points. You know what I mean? From what I recall, 16 points on his contract, which was unheard of.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we was thinking like at that level. I'm thinking at that level at 19.
Well, you were thinking like that.
I was.
A lot of other people, many other people, I will say, probably were not.
Yeah, but the only thing that they had that I didn't have was freedom.
Right.
If I had freedom at that time,
Yeah.
it would have been over.
Right. I got it.
But I didn't have freedom, and so I made the best with the worst. I made the best out of the worst. Federal prison became my university.
Right.
It's where I honed my talents as an MC, built my business acumen to be a music executive, music industry executive. It's also where I built my spirituality, hence the name Divine.
You made it work for you.
I made it work.
You used it, even it was a disadvantage, but you used it to your advantage.
My advantage, absolutely. So that's where, to answer your question and come back full circle, is where I started thinking about the business side and started developing a business plan. And before I even got out, I'm mailing home business plans for my label Supreme Records to friends and family.
Okay.
Before I even came home. So this is how ahead of my time I was. So when I did come home, you know, I'm in New York City doing a showcase as myself as an artist on my record label. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Records in the building. And, you know, we were sending demos from prison. And that's a whole other story. We were creating demos in prison.
It was still 90.
Yeah, 93 to 95.
No. Okay,
I
got you, yes.
Because I would eventually go to Atlanta Penitentiary.
Okay.
Actually, penitentiary where Al Capone was at.
Okay.
Elijah Muhammad was at. And
so there's some history involved too.
And there was someone else, Marcus Garvey.
Okay, wow.
I believe was held there.
Wow.
So I did time in that same prison. I would eventually make it to the camp, Atlanta camp, where we had access to music equipment.
Oh, cool.
So I would make my first demo, and one of my brothers I would meet that would go home before me.
You were able to make the demo in
Yeah, it was
prison?
make demos.
Yeah. All right.
It would make demos in prison.
A lot of people probably don't know that.
I was sending tapes home. So what's crazy about that is that the warden of the Atlanta USP, and which also controlled the satellite camp, his wife was a musician. I think she died of cancer. So to honor her, he would allow the camp and even the penitentiary to have instruments and mostly electronic. You know, we had everything.
So he had an affinity towards music.
Yeah, towards music.
Yeah, exactly.
So he allowed us to get a 4-track recorder.
Oh, nice.
Tascams back in the day.
Yeah, Tascam.
Tascam, you know what I'm saying, 4-track recorders. And we allowed to order tapes. And it was a crazy program, a music program. So I just happened, quote unquote, to go to Atlanta Penitentiary, then go to Atlanta camp and be involved in this program.
You just happened to.
Yes. So now when we talk about Rakim's album at the time, right?
Yes.
Now, this is why I remember this.
Okay.
So we snuck in
Okay.
the cassette of the 18th letter
18th.
through the visiting room.
Yes.
I can talk about this now, you know what I'm saying? Statute of limitations is over.
I don't.
You know what I mean?
Go ahead, go.
This is like, you know what I mean? This is a federal prison.
It's music.
We snuck.
All right, it's
we snuck the
music.
18th letter in the federal prison.
All right, it's
you know what I mean?
music.
We
It's
did. We did what we did.
music.
We did what we
And
did.
it's music. That's
exactly.
okay.
But it
That's
was
okay.
contraband.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
we got it.
Okay.
We peeled it open.
Right.
We all rushed back to the band room.
18th.
We threw the joint in, turned out the lights, and just vibe the whole album.
Oh, I know the album, man.
We just sat back, the whole album and vibe.
Yeah.
So that was the 18th letter, right?
The saga begins.
And so Rob was active.
Yeah.
So now to fast forward, I get out. I do the showcase, Supreme Records,
Right.
Vine, Marley Marl, huge. So I always knew that I would meet Rakim.
And Marley, and also what's interesting is Marley didn't he produce Ra's like
That's
the
my
first,
point. That's my point.
The first
That's how I was
joints
going,
of
yeah.
Ra? Yeah,
Yes,
go ahead,
we
go ahead.
recorded Rakim
Oh,
first
right,
album.
yeah.
My Melody.
Yes, My Melody.
His
Check
President,
it, right.
all that.
Right.
In Queensbridge.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. And Marley was telling him to stand up. He was sitting down. He's like, you got to do it with more oomph. And he was relaxed.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, yeah. Okay.
So that was another sign for me. So like I was about to say, I always knew that I'd meet Rakim. I didn't know when, where, or how, or through who, but I always knew, I always felt in my spirit. With that being said, Marley Marl was a telltale sign. They say signs and symbols are for the conscious mind. So I've always paid attention to signs and symbols.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm home. I'm in New York. 99 comes. It's summertime, summer 1999. I'm up in Harlem. I go into a tattoo spot. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to a tattoo book. Picture of Rakim in there. I'm like, yo, ask the dude, yo, Rock gets his tattoo. He's like, yeah, I'm his brother. Like, oh, his brother? Like, yo, you know, I rhyme.
Like literally his brother, his blood. Okay.
He tells me.
Yeah. All right.
So I'm like, all right, you know, okay, it's what it is. I see the tattoo.
Right.
Reference to the right here.
Yeah.
The tattoos on it, so must be some connection. Because I'm seeing all the celebrities in the book. So I'm like, yo, you know, a lot of people say I sound like him. I got a demo. I like you. Could you get it to him? He's like, yeah, cool. Real cool dude. Week later, I come back, my demo, give it to him. He plays it. He's like, yo. And Rakim's cousin was in the back, Rakim's female cousin. He called her to the front. I was like, yo, who's he sound like? So my joint's playing, and she's like, he sounds like Ra. He's like, oh, he sound like Ra. So I always got comparisons to Rakim. I also got comparisons to Nas. I always got comparisons to like Wu-Tang Clan as far as my skill level.
Conscious.
Yeah,
conscious MCs.
Conscious MC, exactly.
That goes back to 5%. I mean,
yeah,
right.
exactly. It all tied in.
Yeah.
So I had the same subject matter.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I always got compared in that type of level when I was an MC. Even in prison, again, prison especially, and those are some of the hardest critics you can perform in front of. You know what I mean? Or simply they don't like what you do. They don't like what you do. They're gonna see you later. You know what I mean? You might have a problem.
Yeah, I got you.
I never had any problems. Made it through, whatever. So now, after that happened, unfortunately, his brother's gonna connect me to Rakim's group, the Last Platoon.
Right.
And Rakim was working on his latest album, The Master.
Another slept-on album, but yeah, that's a whole other story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he was gonna connect me with him. Had a vision of how that would go down, but unfortunately, I went back on a violation.
Oh, okay.
Went back for 2.5 years. So the destined meeting with Rakim did not happen at that time. You know, a little discouraged,
Of course.
if you would.
Yeah.
But I was still like, yo, music. I love music, man.
You had some momentum.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, damn, I'm about to meet Ra. I'm back in prison. But lo and behold, I meet one of Ra's right-hand man's people while incarcerated.
Oh, my.
My man Bezo. And shout out to Bees. I would meet him in Fairton, New Jersey. I'm in New Jersey right now with you. So it's like,
you had this path.
yeah, this path is crazy. So again, sign and symbols for the conscious mind.
Yes.
So I go back, I meet Bees. I also meet, you know what's crazy? I meet KG's brother from Naughty by Nature.
Oh,
as
okay.
well.
Another
And
Jersey.
here's another fun fact. My peoples at Newport, Rhode Island, they got in the music industry where they really made their way was with Naughty by Nature, KG.
Really? Yeah, KG. He was the sound.
So now it comes full circle, where I'm in prison with KG's brother. And you know, it's a wild thing, man. So anyway, my man Bees connects me to his man Bill Blass. Rest in peace to Bill Blass, who's Rakim's right-hand man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Brooklyn street legend.
Yes.
So I come home, connect with Bill Blass, not in the music, some street things, whatever we doing, our thing, whatever. I'm back in the game. But then I eventually meet this millionaire jeweler who becomes like a manager to me.
Okay.
And then he connects like a after hours or after party for Rakim, who's coming to Providence, Rhode Island.
So it's almost like now he's coming.
Now this is 2006 now.
Right. Yeah. So the whole path you got going on is leading you. It's taking you towards Rakim, but now there's a situation where Rakim is now coming to
Providence.
to you.
Yeah, to me. I guess, yeah, you don't say to me.
I'm just saying, I'm following the story and the signs and the symbol and the trail, and now it's like, wait a second, you're making these, you're moving towards him. These signs are showing you, well, I'm going to eventually, and then.
Yeah. So he's coming to Providence.
Right.
My jeweler, who we actually created an entertainment company together called Nasra.
Okay.
His last name, he's Jordanian.
Oh, okay.
His last name was Nasrawi, or is Nasrawi. Nasrawi.
Nas.
So we started.
Gotcha.
So we started a company called Nasra Entertainment.
Okay.
Because me and him, are Nasra.
Gotcha.
Stay with me.
I'm with you.
So we started Nasra Entertainment.
Okay.
So he's like my manager. We're partners. We're building this up. Rakim's coming to perform in Providence. He decides to host an after party at Club Babylon. So we're walking into the building for the show. A group of people are walking up as we're walking in. I look.
Yeah.
It's Rakim's brother.
That you saw in the same one that you saw
yes, in 1990.
In the tattoo.
99. Yes. This is 2020. This is 2005.
Getting like a little bit of chills.
Yeah,
now
man.
Listening
so
to
this is 2005. I'm walking into the venue.
Right.
They're walking into the venue.
Right.
We bang into each other right before the doors. We walk in. I look because I recognize Bill Blass.
Right. Right.
I ain't seen Blass in a couple years.
Right.
But I recognize Blass.
Right.
We was doing our thing.
Right.
I'm like, yo, Blass, what up?
Right.
Now his brother, I didn't remember because it's been so long.
Right.
Remember, I just met him.
Right.
And I went back to the feds on a violation. So I seen him. I'm looking at him. He's like, "Oh, you don't remember me?" I'm looking. I'm like, "Oh." And then we had our little reunion. You know what I'm saying? Pound it up, hug it in.
Yeah.
Whatever. We go in there, and I said, "Yo, my investor is doing the after party, so I'm gonna see Rod tonight." No. This is the first time meeting him.
Exactly. It's all leading up to this moment.
Exactly.
It's all leading up. Right.
Exactly. So now we go inside. We go through the show. It's ill. We leave. We go to Club Babylon. Rod's like on the stage. It's early. He's there. I go up on stage. It's like a little stage. I give him pound. I pull him in, and I whisper in his ear. I said, I didn't know when I was gonna meet you.
Right.
Or how I was gonna meet you.
Right.
But I knew I was gonna meet you.
Oh man.
Peace to the God. Pound, boom, boom, done.
And what was his reaction?
He was just like, yo, Rod's cool, laid back. He was more like, all right.
Okay, yeah.
And that's why I got the infamous picture.
Right.
I'm wearing like a kilogram of gold.
Right.
And diamonds all in it. It's a 7 and an eye Ra.
Right.
With eye Thoth. And I'm holding it up, or Rakim's holding it up, and he's pointing at it. And we got champagne glasses. Infamous picture of me and him.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's the first picture we ever took together. You know what I mean? So it was I can't even tell you how that night was. But champagne's flowing, drinks is flowing.
Right.
The vibe is crazy.
98, 90, where are we now? 90.
This is 2005.
2005. Okay.
Yeah.
I know I'm moving a little bit non-linear,
cool.
but yeah, I'm with you.
Timeline's crazy.
Yeah.
So Rod's wife is there. We're taking pictures. It went down. That night was like historical.
Wow.
For me, this is my personal life.
Well, many people
more personal than professional.
Yeah.
Because even though I was an MC, I wasn't like pursuing it.
Right. Spiritually, though.
Yeah, spiritually, mentally, psychologically, emotionally, I was experiencing it, but not professionally.
Right.
It's not what I did.
Right.
But it was what I was trying to do. I hadn't yet got established. I had the investor. I was making the album, and that's the album that you heard later on that Ben Horowitz would eventually finance.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I did it in 2005,
right,
but didn't release it to 2014, which we'll get to that piece.
Gotcha.
So yeah, meet Ra, that was it, done deal. And then I ended up going on tour with him. I meet Styles P, she Glooch, I'm backstage. Nick Wiz, a longtime collaborative of Roz.
Yeah. T-Neck guy.
Yeah, exactly. Jersey. Again, we in Jersey. That's my man. Shout out to Nick Wiz too. It's my brother, man.
All right.
Real good dude. Me and him would do joints in the past, over the years or whatever.
Yep.
And Kid Capri. I met Kid Capri.
Oh, legend.
So so I'm on tour with Ra.
Right.
And from there, I'm at his crib. That's when he lived in Stanford. I'm at his crib, whatever. I'm in the studio with him. We record a joint. He produces it. We never released it. But this is the rapport I'm building with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After all these years. So Bill with Rob went on tour with him, 2006.
Right.
I go back. Unfortunately, 2007, get another case. I'm still in the streets. Like I told you, I did music because I love music.
Right.
I didn't do it as a profession. Even though I had the investor,
Right.
and I started doing, I still was doing my thing. I mean, for me, you're talking about somebody who lost motherhood from his mother at age 10.
Right.
By 13, I'm in the streets hustling.
Right.
So we're talking about what I learned to do that I thought I didn't see as a negative, I saw as a positive.
Right.
And I've been doing it since 13 years old.
Right.
That's my life.
Right.
I programmed myself to be a drug dealer.
Right.
And to be not only a drug dealer, but a good one. Not good enough I didn't go to prison.
Right.
But to be, that's my life.
Right.
I'm embedded in crime culture.
Right.
I saw myself, I'm a drug dealer that raps.
Right.
I'm not a rapper that's a drug dealer.
Right, I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was my identity.
Right.
That's how I saw myself. So to break out that own mental programming was hard. So now, after meeting Ra, me and my investor part ways. I come across some bread. I'm back up in the game, doing my thing, in and out of prison. From that was 2006, 7, all the way to 2010, 11. Right? Had another clean run, in and out, doing my thing, getting money.
Right, but in between, you're making these. Look, you went in and out, like you said, but you're also making these other things happen on the music side.
Yeah. The music I pushed to the backside because, like, again, I did it because I loved it.
Right.
At that point, when I'm an investor, I started thinking, okay, well, I could do it myself. But really, I'll be honest with you, I had the money and I had the knowledge to do it myself, and I was doing it here and there.
Yeah.
But I wasn't doing it because I really wanted to have a career in music.
But you also,
I did it because I loved it.
Right, but you also were involved in the business side as well.
Yeah, I was. Well, I knew how to set everything up and do it, but it was like more like, I did it because I loved it.
Right.
That's what I'm really going to.
Yes.
So I ended up building like this $100,000 studio.
Okay.
From scratch. Wow. 2 booths.
Right.
You name the equipment, I had it all. Because that's what I do. Like I know how to run Pro Tools. Like I'm a producer as well.
Yeah.
I'm a writer, songwriter, performer.
All of it. Yep.
I do all that. I'm an executive. I do all the A&R. You name it. Anyway.
You learn the game.
Yeah, I learned the game all across the board, man. But I only did it because I loved it, man. Not because I wanted to make it a career out of it.
Right.
But my business acumen could rival any, you know what I'm saying, any executive that's out there that we know of.
Right.
You know what I mean? In hip hop.
Yeah.
It could rival that.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be hip hop either. I mean, we could just say, let's just say business executive, but that's how you move.
Exactly. Yeah. That's how I could do that. But I just didn't, that wasn't my focus.
Gotcha.
So anyway, built the studio, all that. This is when we transferred from the whole Rod situation to me and Ben Horowitz.
Okay, right.
2010, 2011.
Two different intersections.
Exactly.
The intersections are
music and tech.
And you're kind of the intersection. You're kind of the intersection.
And I bring it all together.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I bring the glue to it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, now I get arrested again. 2010, 2011. Right?
Okay.
The whole studio gone. Remember, so you built the whole studio?
Yeah, gone.
Gone.
Right.
They robbed my studio. All the equipment going to Avalon, the Neumann.
Right.
The brand new Mac. Yeah, you name it. They took everything.
Like you had to, it's almost like you had to go that far to that place to go against that wall for you to be like, you know what?
100%.
You know what, Divine? Maybe this is just not going to pan out. This is not maybe the long term, the long game, right? Right. Yeah. Anyway.
100% dissatisfaction.
Yes.
I've always learned that.
Yeah.
Once there's 100% dissatisfaction, change is only brought about through 100% dissatisfaction.
Right. Yeah, it's the same. I mean, it's just the same thing.
Same thing, right.
Same thing. Same
So with that being said,
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I want to become a serial entrepreneur. I did introspection. What am I good at? 'Cause I never had a, you know, I never really had a job.
And you were basically, if you think, like,
Never had a trade skill.
Right, but let's just say between the game, you know, what you were doing with drugs, but then also, even with the music stuff,
Yeah.
you were an entrepreneur. You were basically an entrepreneur
yeah,
the whole
exactly.
time. Even
So the transferable skills.
yeah, in both areas.
Yeah, yeah.
In that, so you were basically moving towards this place the whole time.
So like I said, I never really had a work history. So I'm like, yo, what am I really good at?
So it led you to
So I'm
this.
taking an introspection. I'm taking a stock of myself. I was like, yo, I love the process of making money.
Right.
I love business.
Yeah.
I have a strong inclination towards that naturally through my father. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I was like, yo, I love the process of making money, so I'm gonna become a serial entrepreneur. So I started reading Black Enterprise, Entrepreneur, and
Right.
Fortune.
Right.
And then it's where I came across an article about this famed Silicon Valley venture capitalist and billionaire named Ben Horowitz,
Yep.
and how he loved hip hop and used hip hop to teach business lessons to his employees.
And one of his favorite artists.
Of the time was Rakim. So I saw the touch points, right? So I'm like, all right, did the knowledge,
Oh my, that's just,
come home,
right.
2012, I come home. The idea of reaching out to him, you know, dissolves, but it was still there. I happened to see him on TV one night through the Talent of America documentary on Steve Stout's book, Talent of America.
Right. Right.
I saw him on there, didn't recognize
Right.
the face, recognize the name.
Because Steve Stout at this point, he has what's the name of his ad agency?
Translation.
Translation, right?
But he has a book, The Talent of America.
Okay, yes.
And
Yeah.
was part of the documentary.
Okay.
So when I saw him on TV, I'm like, yo,
Right.
I do more research on him. Realized he has a book out called The Hard Thing About Hard Things. And he has a blog called Ben's Blog, read by 10 million people worldwide.
Wow.
So I do that research, decided to reach out to him on Twitter. Reach out to him, told him I read about him, whatever. Because at the time, his latest blog was called Legend of the Blind MC. And it explained why he loved hip hop, which was one of my burning questions. What does an older white Jewish gentleman, billionaire, venture capitalist in Silicon Valley got to do with hip hop?
Right.
I didn't see the correlation. Hip hop's from pain, poverty. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Didn't see the correlation. So that was a burning question I had. His latest blog post was called Legend of the Blind MC, and it broke down why he loved hip hop. And actually, Ben,
What were some of the reasons, or what was
a friend of his in Berkeley had
right?
got
Because he's
to
from California. Yeah.
right, had gotten to a gun accident and lost his eyesight, became blind, and Ben was going to school at Columbia in New York.
Okay.
So he's listening to WBLS.
Yeah.
At nighttime,
yeah,
he's
it's
recording.
Chuck Chill Out.
Right, exactly.
All of it.
So he's recording these on
Right,
tapes,
right.
sending them back to Berkeley to his brother
Okay.
who lost his eyesight.
It was his brother who actually.
well, I was saying his brother.
His
Yeah,
brother,
his brother,
gotcha,
yeah.
yeah.
It was a close friend of his.
Yeah.
And so he's recording these tapes.
Yeah,
His name is Seth.
Yeah.
So he's recording these tapes for Seth, sending them to him to keep him inspired, to keep him motivated.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Seth wanted to give up, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine losing your eyesight? You know what I mean? And
No.
having to navigate that new world of being blind.
Extremely scary.
Yeah. So that's what the Legend of the Blind MC came from. Because they can't call him the Blind MC. Then Ben was an MC. He was a group. And Ben was called, his rap name was TikTok. He loved black culture. To this day, he shows and proves that. So anyway, I read that. And then the second latest blog was about how he was donating the proceeds of his book, The Hard Thing About Hard Things, to African women in the struggle. And that hit me. So I'm like, yo. So I already felt the kindred spirit. So that's when I shot right to Twitter, at the time Twitter, and reached out to him. And we kicked off a conversation for about an hour, asked him to follow me. I followed him. And in the DMs, I broke down my life to him. And I said, you know, initially, I was going to ask you to invest in my music company. But now that I have this opportunity, will you mentor me? I gave him my link to my Kickstarter. Because remember the album I was working on in 2005?
Yes.
It's now 2014. I'm going to release it. And I have a Kickstarter up to raise $7,000 to release it as my debut album.
Okay.
Shared the link with Ben just so he could see my journey. I talk about, my studio being robbed, trying to raise some money.
Right.
Put that album out. That was my story on the Kickstarter. He goes silent for about an hour, comes back, and he gives me his email and says, if you have any questions, reach out to me. And he said, I also juice up your Kickstarter. So he put $500 on my Kickstarter.
Okay.
I had $500 cash myself. I immediately read an article on him in the Fortune magazine, the latest Fortune at the time magazine. I had him on the cover. And I read that article. I started writing a rhyme.
Right.
Called Venture Capitalist, subtitle like Ben Horowitz. I get the beat from Phantom of the Beat.
Right. Just talking about that.
Yeah, talking about that. I get the beat from him, going to the studio. Instead of doing 8-bar hooks, I do 4-bar hooks. And I do 4 16-bar verses versus 3 16-bar verses. And I write this song, Venture Capitalist like Ben Horowitz. Sent it to him. He loved it. He played it for Nas. Nas replied, that beat is sick and Divine got skills. And because Ben was on his way to South by Southwest to speak on a panel with Nas.
Right.
Him and Nas were good friends.
Yep.
He connected with Nas like a year prior to me and him connecting. And then his wife, Felicia Horowitz, shout out to Ben and Felicia, by the way. And, his wife, Felicia Horowitz, became a quick fan. And she would help finish out my Kickstarter. So between Ben and Felicia, they were my largest pledges to my Kickstarter to release that debut album. So they basically financed and released my debut album. Next thing I know, I'm in New York City. I go to New York City. I meet with Ben in person. We go have dinner. I'm having dinner with Ryan Leslie, Fab Five Freddy, Ben and Felicia.
Right.
And my man was with me. Nice restaurant in Manhattan. From there, a week later, I get a call from Felicia. They want to fly me out to Silicon Valley to celebrate Ben's birthday amongst some of his closest friends and family. They fly me out. I spend the weekend out there, and that's when it hit me. On a flight back, I'm like, yo, the music is cool. I love it. Been doing it for a long time. But I was inspired to reach for more.
Yeah, it's time.
I saw another pathway for me to find success. And I saw technology as that pathway, inspired by Ben Horowitz.
Yeah.
After I did that song, I did a video for Ben, and it went viral. And that's what kind of put me on the radar of the technology community. And that's when I'm doing Forbes magazine.
Right.
I'm doing, I'm doing
Entrepreneur magazine.
Entrepreneur.
A lot. There was
no speaking engagements all across the country.
2016, 2017. You have there's
it's popping off.
You can't open up a business magazine. One of
my story
without reading your story.
How I met Ben. So all that was going
without
viral.
reading your story.
Yeah, that was going viral.
Right.
So anyway, from there, started my second fintech startup, Solvent. I get investment from AWS, Jeff Bezos.
Oh, wow.
Amazon, put money into it, raise a little bit more money.
And what was that? What was the premise? I mean, what was the model behind
it? It was similar to my first company, which is basically we were creating an alternative to the Rush card at the time.
Okay, prepaid.
Yeah, prepaid card, debit card.
I got you.
But also financial literacy, entrepreneurship education
nice.
for socioeconomically disadvantaged communities.
Right.
And individuals.
So bringing the positivity.
That was the first one, exactly. Positivity. So the second one was we were focused on people who were formerly incarcerated, and their family, friends, and loved ones.
Right.
Solvent. By this time, I had connected Rakim and Ben.
Yes.
And then Ben and his wife Felicia starts the Pain and Fear Foundation.
Right.
And every year they hold the annual Hip Hop Grandmaster Awards.
Yes.
Fundraising gala.
Right.
In Vegas.
And you're the bridge. You're the bridge.
This time they moved to Vegas.
You're the bridge between Rakim and Ben.
Yeah. I connect them.
You're bringing these two worlds together.
Now, mind you, I've been working on connecting them for 9 years. And I remember sitting there at the table, and the festivities is going on, the music is going on, the inspiration is just hitting me, man. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yo, I want to get back to music, man. And that's when I started formulating this new company, this new venture with Rakim.
What's the name of it?
Called Notes.
Okay.
And every reason why we call it Notes is because you have music notes, of course, Federal Reserve notes, secondly.
Okay.
And thirdly,
Clever.
You know what I'm saying? Thirdly, when you learn new things, you take notes.
Yep.
Because we look at this as the culmination, or where music, money, and knowledge merge, right?
Yeah.
When music, money, and knowledge merge. And that's the whole premise of what we're building with this platform. It's about empowering independent urban music artists and creators in the global creator economy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's global. To build sustainable careers. How do they do that? Right? And Notes fills that gap between coming from having a major record label deal and becoming independent. So you have the extraction component with the major labels, and then you have the empowerment component with becoming independent. But what happens is that, remember, these independent artists, when they were on a major label, they would get what from these major labels? Money, infrastructure, distribution. Right. That was the access. But they took everything.
Right. They gave you an advance, right?
And they extracted everything.
Right, exactly.
You know, they took the AIP.
Yeah.
They control your masters, whatever.
Right.
But now you see them being independent, where they have access to their audience. They can build their own brands.
Right.
They can monetize directly. And they have this empowerment, but they don't have the infrastructure.
And they don't have they need the guidance too.
Exactly. So those are the two components that, when you think about Notes, is what we bring to the table. We created the infrastructure for them. We call that the identity layer. Then we have a layer called the intelligence layer, where we built out this product called RA, R-A, RA. And we have this identity layer where we built out this product called RA, R-A. And that's the intelligence layer. And that's where we have the AI, where Rakim himself actually guides the artist, right?
Right.
And it's actually taught on Rakim's 40 plus years in the music industry.
Right.
His experience, his expertise,
right.
His intuitive, creative nature, if you would.
Yeah, of course.
And then we're creating a third layer, which becomes the more of the infrastructure, but focus on a financial layer.
Right.
So where we have digital banking, digital payments, things of that nature. So Notes is like, to get Ra involved with Notes was an undertaking within itself.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's probably a longer story, but how did you make that happen?
Yeah, so when I was at that last event, like I said, I was inspired. I put together the framework of what Notes would become. Of course, it wasn't what it was today, what it is today.
Right.
Things always evolve, and you iterate on it. Brought it to Rakim and his team. His team looked at it and was like, "Yo, this makes sense." And I like to say all the time, I made Rakim an offer he couldn't refuse.
You went Marlon Brand.
Yeah, I gave him the Godfather.
You went Vito on him. Vito Corleone.
I went Vito Corleone on him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's enough. That's all you have to say. You gave an offer.
Couldn't give him he couldn't refuse.
Right.
I made it make sense for him. Right. It made sense for him, and when he looked at it, he gave the green light, and then I've been off and running ever since. We're raising money right now, raising $1.5 million for the venture.
He's part. He's your partner.
Yeah, he's my co-founder. He's Rakim's all in, all out, and you're gonna see a lot more coming from Notes.
Right.
We have a lot on the table, a lot to really present to the world about how this can empower these independent artists.
Yeah, you've been getting out on panels. I've said MIT.
Yeah, right. We was at MIT. We spoke at MIT, which was huge.
Yep.
It's like I couldn't. As an entrepreneur and a founder, I couldn't be in a better place.
Right.
Even though there's a lot more work to be done.
Of course.
I love the game, man. I love the game. I love the hustle.
And you have the foundation. You have the foundation. You have the experience. And what's most important, you have the passion.
Yeah.
You have the passion. The passion, that does drive. right? That will drive you. And, you also, you have Rakim in your corner too, which is important. So, wow, that is an incredible story. So one last question for you.
Yeah.
So if you had to go back, or go all the way back to kind of the beginning of the interview, to your younger self in Rhode Island, at the age you are now, and you sat next to him, what would you say? Would you have advice? What would?
To my younger self?
Yeah, to your younger self.
Yeah.
With your reflection.
So let me tell this, which I didn't tell you. I talked about it rarely throughout these years I've been on this journey. But let me say this first, before I tell you that one thing.
Okay.
When I first got into the technology industry, I would frame my story from crack to rap to tech. And I saw it as Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. From crack, my mother's drug addiction, to my days of hustling,
Right.
having a hustle, to rap, becoming incarcerated, and deciding to become a professional hip hop rap recording artist and an executive and build a record label. To tech is when I met Ben Horowitz. That was really the shifting point. So from crack to rap to tech, it's how I used to frame it. And what I didn't think there was anything after the Act 3. I never framed that, right? But Act 3 is actually Notes.
Right.
Notes is Act 3.
Yeah.
Act 4, rather.
Act 4, yes.
That's the act after 3.
Right.
Act 4. And when I think about what I would tell my younger self going back, I had a spiritual experience before everything fell apart for me when I was about 9, 10. I was riding my bike through this middle-class neighborhood. And my bike was a Rampart. Remember, it's a Rampart bike.
I remember Rampart.
Back then, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm riding it. And I heard this voice. As I'm riding my bike, the sun's about to set, and I heard this voice. And when I heard the voice, I automatically looked up. I was riding my bike to the sky. And, you can imagine the sun's coming down. And And the voice said, from what I remember, don't worry, everything's going to be okay. And I didn't remember it until I was incarcerated. This happened when I was like 9 years old.
Yeah.
I didn't remember it until I was incarcerated for that first 7 years. I remember, Joe, that was the universe speaking to me. That was the Most High telling me, don't worry, everything's going to be okay. And it said that, and I heard that at that time. I had that spiritual experience at that time for a reason, because everything was about to fall apart with my mother. And then I remembered it at the right moment in time, because signs and symbols are for the conscious mind.
That's it.
I remembered it because I needed to remember it.
Yeah.
At that time when I was incarcerated, at the lowest level or the lowest state of my life.
Probably helped you get through.
Exactly. So what I would say to my younger self,
Yes, sir.
if I had the opportunity,
Yep.
I would say, don't worry, everything's going to be all right.
Divine.
Well,
This was amazing, your story is amazing, and a lot of respect and admiration for what you've been through and how, and what you're going to build with Notes and who knows what else moving forward.
Yeah.
So thank you again so much for taking the trip to Jersey from Rhode Island. It means so much, and sharing your journey, because it's a very powerful story that people need to hear.
yeah, bless you for having me, man. It's been a pleasure, man. I gave you a lot of behind the scenes, access to different things that's happened in my life and my journey. And
Thank you.
most of it was for the book, but we'll figure it out.
No.
The screenplay coming soon,
Yeah.
And we're gonna do it, man. It's gonna be crazy, man. But thank you for having me. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, appreciate you too.